And here we are at the halfway point for the Pitt football team of the 2014 season, and I can't say, and I doubt you'll disagree with me, I can't say it's been anything better than disappointing. Favorable schedule for 2014 made it look even more so by Pitt's impressive start. They got off to a hot start. Looked really good in those first 3 games, didn't they? Looked like a team that might avoid all those trappings we associate with Pitt football year in, year out, fairly or unfairly. You know all the things I'm talking about. This might be a team that plays with confidence and imposes its will, a team that can absorb some adversity and even more so respond to that adversity, a team that can put away inferior opponents and, above all else, avoid the clunker games that seem to dog so many Pitt football teams in the past. This might be a team that, God forbid, wins all the games it's supposed to win and maybe, just maybe, outperforms expectations. When was the last time that happened for a Pitt football team? That's how it looked 3 weeks ago, didn't it? After the 3-0 start, that's how it looked. And then the second half of the Iowa game happened. And then the Akron game happened. And most recently, the first half happened at Scott Stadium in Virginia last Saturday. And all those trappings, all those things that seem to dog Pitt year after year, fairly or unfairly, they all came rushing back. Now, it's not exactly the same. Every year is different. You know, blowing a 17-7 halftime lead against Iowa wasn't exactly the same as blowing a 24-3 lead against the Hawkeyes in the third quarter 3 years ago. Laying an egg against Akron wasn't exactly the same as laying an egg against Bowling Green 6 years ago. Putting in a dog effort in the first half against Virginia wasn't exactly the same thing as putting in a dog effort in the first half against Connecticut 2 years ago. But the results were the same and the lasting impression was the same. This program's still not over the hill. Now, the thing about a rebuild is that it takes time. We all know this. Everybody always says it. Rebuild projects take time. But the other thing is, a rebuild doesn't always happen in one linear forward motion. There are ebbs and flows. It moves forward and backward, and you'd like to think, or at least you did think, that with the 3-0 start, Pitt was moving forward, and the rest of the season would follow suit. And this would be the real step ahead in Paul Chryst's rebuilding project for the Pitt football program. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And for 3 games now, the last 3 games, it seems like the program's going backward again. Or at the very least, and perhaps even more unforgivable, staying in the same place. Of course, the season's not over yet. The 2014 season, 6 games remaining on the schedule. And even though 9 wins or maybe 8 wins looks pretty unreachable, I think Pitt has showed enough in its good flashes that this team is capable of success. If they could just do it for 1 full game, and then 2 full games, and then 3 full games, and so on and so forth. This schedule still isn't a killer. All the things we said about this schedule before the season still apply. We might have different opinions about a couple of the teams, but it's not like these final 6 games are unwinnable. But Pitt's biggest impediment this season so far has been, in most cases, Pitt. So if the Panthers can get out of their way and they can find a way to right a couple of issues, including one big one that I'm going to talk about in a second, maybe, just maybe, they can bust out a couple wins here. So far, I'm not sure they've given us a lot of confidence that they're capable of it, other than flashes here and there. But we'll see as the season continues next Thursday night against Virginia Tech at Heinz Field.